said at the onset of the show, with a very dope talent. You know what I mean? You cannot be sleeping. If you don't know who this is, you've been under some kind of rock. I don't know, you just been missing.
They ain't existed.
Yeah, they haven't existed, man. Or if you have, you just ain't just really been living life. You know what I mean?
For real.
What you know about Dave Tolliver?
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Back at it, back at it.
I had to come back. It's my spot.
Well, yeah, we, you know, we appreciate you like a brother of ours, you know, straight up and down. What brings you here, though, I'm being told that it's beyond music right now. In a way.
I mean, I wanted to come back, man, because I remember when I got robbed out here that one time.
Hey, it is the hood, you know, man.
It wasn't like a dump or anything, like, but one of my stupid friends left his truck open and we was down the street. And when we came back, all my stuff was gone. And I was like, somebody told me to call y'all. When I called y'all, put it this way, I got about 85 to 90% of my stuff back. So I was like, and it was a good thing, man. I was like, he's a good dude to stay in touch with. You know, Bud was putting me up on the health stuff, and of course, you know, people get information a lot of times you don't follow through.
Yeah.
And you know, now I'm more on it now, being older and wiser, and you know, just trying to live and stay stronger, you know, mentally and physically.
When you told me about it though, Dave, I in my mind I'm thinking like, well, it ain't men at large no more, it's men at mediums. You know?
Yeah, he's my man looking good, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying, man.
Good.
So
Excellent.
hold on, yeah. So what spurred that mindset that you want to bring it all together, your health, wealth, and your knowledge of self and everything?
It just, you know, sometimes you get a kick in the ass, man. When life becomes real for you, man.
That's right.
I'm on it and I'm off, I'm on it and I'm off. But then, you know, they tell you there's something going on with you, there's something else going on that runs in my family. I'm telling my family, like, yo, dog, when y'all gonna tell me this on my deathbed when y'all all surrounding me singing so along to me?
Yeah.
Like, so I really, you know, a lot of times you get really laser focused on it, but I had already started the transition. I just kind of got tired of it. In my life, man, I had the heaviest I've been is probably about 525 pounds, man.
Whoa, is that right?
Yeah, man, my God.
Whoa.
And you don't really know how heavy you are because I was nimble and I was moving, I was going around.
Athletic?
And then, yeah, man, I was hooping, playing football, doing all kinds of stuff. You know, this was after school and stuff, you know, just activities that we would do. And then ended up having a gastric bypass. And I lost like 200 and gained like 80 of it back, and then eventually gained 20 more, and then you start teetering. I'm back over 400. Then I went on another little diet, and I got under the 400, and then, you know, it was like, then you keep going up, and it was like every time you lose and you gain it back, and you gain it back, you gain more.
That's
you know,
right.
the thing about, I don't think people really understand how heavy that obesity weighs on your mental too. You
That's
know,
right.
in my hips,
Yeah,
man.
Heavy load.
Yeah, then my hips started going bad. I'm like, good grief. But the first hip started going bad because me and my wife moved. But before we moved, it was black ice on the porch at her mom's house. I pulled it. Yeah, I did the old Fred Flintstone. And they felt the house shake that it shook so hard when I hit the ground. And I just got in the car and left. And they was like, yo, I was in the car. They was like, what happened? I said, I just stepped off the porch. Next day that's how I started. Then arthritis sat there and it just deteriorated. And
wow.
You know, you get that done. And I had somebody that was telling me, you know, about the different, you know, minerals and natural things that you can do. Nobody was talking to me about that stuff. It didn't really. Like, this was like 2002, somewhere around there. And people weren't really talking about it like that. Well, at least not in my sectors, man. And I just wouldn't sit down, man, because I'm always on the grind, always moving. I never wanted to be in a place of losing. You know, at one point in my life, I had lost everything, man. You know what I'm saying? But I bounced back, man. And then
right, you're a winner. You're a winner.
To fluctuate, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, and then the losing. I'm thinking like material possessions. You're talking about
everything, cars repossessed.
But the music didn't reflect none of this, though.
Can't. I do it all. I think if you concentrate on your mental health everything else will start to gel as well.
That's right. Real talk. Real talk.
When you're broken upstairs, man, everything will fall apart, man.
Everything
will fall apart. You can't focus. You know, I tell people if the past are these things that they're shooting from your brain to your body, if it's blocked, I'm saying it's like we can't get water to the plant, eventually it's going to die.
That's right. That's right.
You know, and it's the same thing with your body, and I don't think people realize that they don't really put an emphasis on, you know, the obesity stuff, man, and it's really serious, man.
Yeah.
Because when you're heavy and then you have, like, you walking bone on bone, the first thing your mind tell your body is, man, you know that's gonna hurt, man. So the first thing you do is say, hey baby, hey Player T, can you bring me that glass over there? And it might be right there on the table.
Yeah.
But you don't want to take that step because you're already told and everything, it just locked.
Yeah.
It just locked, man. So this time I was like, man, I got to get it off, and I needed to do it fast. You know, the way I did it, some people, I don't really want to talk about how I did it, but I did it. But I will talk about it because I'm going to write a book, and I'll tell everybody everything, but even those things won't work if you're not committed to it.
That's
whatever
right.
they give you medicinally, or whatever you do herbally, whatever you do physically, if you don't stay committed to it, it's not going to work.
Well, you said you know you will reveal some things that kind of push you towards getting serious about it. Without asking you what that was, were you a little upset with your people that you're just not finding out?
About how to get this done? No, 'cause it's something new, and it was something that they had been doing. I'll tell you. So what happened was a friend of mine, her name is Andrea Poe. She does a lot of makeup and hair for celebrities in Atlanta, and she had the gastric bypass. She's a beautiful woman, man. She's beautiful. Sorry, wifey, but she is beautiful. Y'all friends too, so it's all good. No, she's fine. So, and she a tall, beautiful lady, and she had the surgery, the gastric, and gained weight back, and so she found
after her surgery.
Yeah, you know, it's a statistically majority of the people do gain it back, and she had found this clinic, and she went up and got hers redone, and I had thought about that too, but I'm like, man, I can't do no more surgeries, man. You know, I done had this one done, I done had the gastric, I done had, you know, skin issues, cats done cut all on my neck. You should have a Band-Aid on there now because it got back inflamed over the weekend while I'm on the road. There's just always some stuff happening, and she was like, it's this clinic, you know, they'll do it for you. And I called them, and they was like, and I was really, it was like, well, it's a self-pay. It was like, you know, $6 grand to be done. And they was like, well, at the time I was like, I had gotten down to about 383, and they was like, well, you're a little too heavy for our tables. And they was like, well, you can go to the hospital, but it's gonna be a little bit more. And I was like, nah, I don't want to go there. So now I got this germophobia thing too. So they was like, well, it's the shot you can take. I took it. And 80 pounds later, I'm almost back in the 200s.
Wow,
Shot
yeah,
to do weight?
yeah.
It's really something that's prescribed for diabetes. Now mine is, in all of the 500s that I was in, I never had high blood, never had diabetes, never had cholesterol.
Even though you were at that weight, you didn't
I wasn't even in the danger zone.
Hold on, how do you fathom something like that, boy?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I attributed to it. I told myself I wasn't.
Okay.
When they
That's
got
right.
my blood, and I wasn't even in the danger zone, and they couldn't believe that, you know, because I always stay active, and it was like, for me, man, I guess, some people are picked, some people are chosen. I feel like
That's
I'm
right.
the chosen.
That's right. That's right.
I have been, people want to say, man, you sing like this, you should be in the pulpit. Nah, everybody's ministry ain't in the pulpit.
That's right.
That's right. Like, I need to be, I don't want nobody guarding me and all kinds of like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, now when I got married, my wife called me Captain Save-A-Ho.
Well, how did you take that, Dave?
I took it because it was about a chick. It was about a girl. Because I'm still being nice to this girl I used to date. She like, you can't say it, oh, I said, no, that's not it. That's just the way I was raised. My grandmother, I saw her as a kid. It was cats in the neighborhood. We lived in a cool neighborhood, but as time went on during the crack era, man, cats would be stealing. Cats, and I knew who they was, but I didn't run with no crew like that where I could go in, and if I would be at a disadvantage alone going after these cats, and I know they druggies, they gunnies, you know, they, you know, all that stuff. So I just let it pass. But you know, I know a couple times, a couple people stole something from her, and then the next day they coming by, Miss Tolliver, can I just borrow a couple dollars? I don't have it. And she would give it to him, and I'd be like, why? I said, this we're uncensored, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I wouldn't cuss, but I was like, why are you giving that nigga money? He just stole from you. Yeah. Baby, that's how the Lord wanted to be, baby. And you know, you know, man, I can talk for days about that type of stuff, man. It's just when you see it like that, I guess that's just something that's been embedded in me. You know, even with my uncle/dad, Lynn Tolliver, a lot of people would say he was crass or whatever, but he helped a lot of people, man. A lot of these cats that's running right now, man, he had to play their right.
You just said something, uncle/dad.
Yeah.
Uncle/dad.
You kind of left, because he's really your uncle and
he's my mother's brother. Yeah. He raised me as his son.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, man, you know, because my biological, man, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. My biological father, he was there, but he wasn't there. Like, he was very abusive towards my mother, then would, you know, beat on me.
So that was his biological brother that raised you?
No, that was my mother's brother.
Your mother's
brother. My mother's brother was Lynn. And he would beat on my mom, like, just right in front of us. And then he would whoop on me for, like, no reason. My sister would do stuff, I would get in trouble, you know what I mean? But, you know, over the years, I tried to kill that man 3 times.
Why it didn't rub off on you? Sometimes people use that excuse. Well, I grew up around that made me like that.
Man, I don't know, man. I just think all the time, my mother would be like, you acting just like him, you acting just like him. And I hated that, and I hated him at the time. And then I started growing up, I said, I want to be a father, I want to be a husband.
So you did get to experience your dad before he left the home?
Lynn?
No,
my biological father is still living. So let me tell you about that. I tried to kill that man 3 times.
Like
take him out of here? Yeah.
Guns you're not in prison, and you're not in prison.
Nah, man, because it just wasn't in the will. Whatever you believe, whatever you believe in God, you believe God is you believe Allah, whatever you believe, it wasn't in the will. I was chose to still be here.
That's right.
And what happens is, man, you have to learn how to forgive. If somebody rapes you, beats you, murders your child,
you beat him up real bad, you shot him, you stabbed him.
I had the gun to his head, and my sister banged the door screaming, it was like, somebody stopped the gun on my head with nobody around. It just happened. It was divine intervention. I beat him through a window, had him off the ground, choking him. I don't know where, I don't know. And man, and now I'm about to flip you out. I had to forgive him because I found out as a kid, his dad used to come home and just start beating on everybody.
Wow.
And I said, wow. So back then in the 60s, 70s, 50s, that was customary. And it was cool.
Yeah.
You did not saying it was cool, but it was accepted. And the women took that, and the families took that. They said, oh, he loves me. He had a hard day at work. The man's on his neck. This, that, that. I don't give you the right to come home and just do that to people. It don't do that. You don't get to do that just because the man, you figure it out.
Was your mom angry at you for attempting to take the man's life?
No, my mom, she passed before she could see all that.
She passed before she could see any of that.
That's what So Long was about her. Gerald wrote that song for me to sing them. So now, I'll be honest with you, man, me and my dad like this.
Get out of here, Dave.
Listen, man, I had to forgive him because it would have killed me if I didn't forgive him.
Say it again.
It would have killed me, man.
For real.
It would have killed me. That pressure that I felt. Every time I would see him at family functions, I turned into the Incredible Hulk, and he didn't even do anything.
Okay, hold on, Dave. You said y'all like this now, right?
Yeah, we tight as
okay, well, we just had an incident where a mother was beat up by a guy in the store, and her son came to her rescue and shot the man in the store.
I saw that.
Did that bring you back to any of that stuff?
It did. Because if I had been a teenager with that much balls at the time, I probably would have tried to kill him. But I was a little boy, like 5 years old, with an afro and these thick-ass glasses, like this, pretending like I'm reading the paper. You know what I mean?
But did you have to, you said took you back and made you think about it, so did you have to reconcile with those feelings all over again? I know you made up with your dad, but
I had, in order to forgive, you have to make peace with those feelings, man.
Period.
Right.
There are times that he does things that irritate me, but I won't allow it to take me back.
That's right. That's right.
I can't because it'll hurt me, man. It'll hurt me more than it hurt him.
That's
You,
right.
you know,
Real
I,
talk.
you know,
Real
at
talk,
times,
Dave.
I used to think, man,
Real
cats
talk.
be talking about like karma and all kinds of stuff like that. Like sometimes you just don't see it. You know,
right.
people, people base good and bad on what you have in your hand or what you don't have in your hand.
What were
Yep.
some of the things you were doing that allowed you the space to change your mind and change your energy and accept your dad for who he was and begin to grow close to him?
Well, the first thing I tell people is to find out who the historian in your family is.
Like the people giving you the information.
Right. The people that know all the information about your family, man. I found out so much stuff sitting over here with one of my cousins who just knew the whole math about the history of our family. Like, this one ain't really that one's child, that one ain't that child, and he used to do this like this. So I'm saying it's a trickle down theory, man. Man, it's a trickle down thing. It's like, even if, I think a lot of times, even if the kids don't know this or know that, it's still a repetitive cycle.
Yeah.
Even if they're not even around the parents or whatever, it's a repetitive cycle because it's already in you.
That's right.
It's already been cooked and simmered with that seasoning, and there's nowhere. I don't know how you're gonna break it. It's something that you have to be cognizant about to change it yourself. And I was talking about, because I've been many times, yeah, if I would want to hit a chick, yeah, but I always flash back to him, and it kept me from doing it. I never wanted to see. My thing is, I never wanted to see women hurt.
That's right.
Like the women I seen in my family. My sister, she passed away at 19. All my cousins got these multiple baby fathers and been through abusive relationships. And I said I was never going to be that man. I never was going to be that man. You know what I'm saying? Out of respect to my mom. But some cats don't really think about that. But you can break the chains.
You can break it. You can break it. For real.
On your health journey, do you think with you addressing your personal well-being and experiencing personal growth in those areas, do you think that has anything to do with your growth and maturity towards your dad?
I definitely think that's part of it, man.
You know, clear when you're eating cleaner, you think clearer. You know, you feel better about yourself. You feel better about situations.
Yeah.
The more things you get off your back will help you stand up straighter so you can see.
The more things you get off your back, the more you can stand up straight.
The more things you get off
your back,
the more you can stand up straight and you can see what's in front of you and see what's really what, man. I'm still going, and I employ people that you never too old to learn or to change, or you could be 80 and be in your ways. If you're still around here moving around and interacting with people, then you should change. You should rearrange. You should remix, fix. You know why you're still here, man? Because people are looking to you for that guidance. They're looking to you.
They're looking for you for that guidance.
They're looking for it, man. And I know that I'm chosen, so I don't have any other.
No option.
I don't have no, thank you. I don't have no option
Real
but
talk.
to walk that path, man.
Yeah.
It's already been laid for you. You know, life is about choices, man.
Hold that thought, Dave. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back in a minute. With Mr. Dave Tolliver. Yeah, all right, we back. PlayaTshow. Hollywoodindahood. Doing really big. I'm right here with the incomparable Dave Tolliver. We got a caller on the line from Mr. Tolliver here. Caller, what's up? Who's this?
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy, Stereo the Hitman. What's poppin'?
Oh, Stereo the Hitman. Yeah, what's up, Stereo?
First of all, you know I gotta wish my boy a happy birthday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Okay, now, what's the question?
The biggest thing is, man, I've been, kind of following his career his whole life, and, the legacy that he got. Really, just the other day, I was shocked. I didn't know he had so many songs out there, with so many, joints out on the
We got the whole catalog.
So many hits.
He got some fire. So, Dave, what made you, what motivated you to do all that?
The lighting the gas bill.
God's life.
I mean, I just love music. I love music, and I think, you know, my first priority is not out the gate looking to make money off of it. It's going in there to put down something that's the best representation
That's
of
right.
what I can do when I go in there. Although the ultimate goal is to make it pay you, but, you know, it'll come. If it don't come now, it'll be my insurance policy.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's how I look at it.
For real.
Did you hear that?
Real. For real.
Insurance policy for the kids.
Money is coming.
At the very least.
Don't worry about it.
At the very least.
Because when I go, they're going to search. You know, people that know Benny Lars, they'll search. When he go, when I go, they're going to search and it's going to come up, you know what I mean?
It's forever.
And yeah,
It's wealth.
It's there, yeah.
Forever.
You feel good about that, don't you, Dad?
I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like to live after you left.
It's a lot of
Come
stuff
on.
out there. I can put them on to, you know, knowledge with the game. I'm putting all that stuff in place now. It's a scary thought to talk about it and to put it in place, but it's something that as black people that we all need to be aware of.
Yeah, it's
and
like
to be
a taboo thing.
responsible to do it.
That's
Because
right.
the way cats is just dropping today, man, you don't want your kids to have to take up no donations for your service.
Oh,
Hey,
no,
hey,
no
stereo,
way,
hey,
no
stereo.
way. No way.
Hey, Stereo, can you appreciate the growth and maturity of Dave? You know, he's working with on his weight journey. You know, he's just become a greater person all around. Can you identify with those things?
Well, I mean, you know, at the most and the least, man, like, man, this dude has been through the churches together, man. I see the growth, I see everything when it comes in, like, from days. So, you know, it's a proud moment for me as well. It's my homie, like, you know, he's doing
Yeah. Stay Tolliver.
Yeah, well, and did you know he's an actor too? Did you know that?
For sure, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Right, real talk.
Not in real life, but TV actors.
No faking around, huh?
No way.
We all around, you know. Be well-rounded in all the entertainment game and definitely, you know, very, very well-versed individual.
Yeah.
Say word up for me. Say word up for me.
Word up.
Word up. What you got to say?
Hey, now, Dave, we mentioned you being in the play. You care to speak on it a little
Yeah,
bit?
man, I've been in about 50 plays, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
No, yeah, I just came in yesterday from doing a play Saturday night with Lil G from Silk.
Oh yeah, it was
Delma from Good Times.
Oh, and she's still fine as ever. I used to have a crush on her.
Man, I got a crush on her now.
She's still. I never got a crush on her
She's her daughters.
now. What?
Looking to the camera.
The new improvement.
They're incredible. And you know, and Paul Porter, a gospel singer, and Lawrence Thomas used to sing with Bobby Jones on BET. It was my man, Pastor Kerry James.
That was the same play?
Same play, yeah.
What was the name of that place?
Child Support.
Yeah, some of y'all wish you won the play.
And what the play was talking about, man, since we being candid, it's something that speaks to my life, man. You know, the
But you pay child support?
Man, they got me on a rear just for a kid that's not mine.
What?
27 years old, DNA said no, and then when we went to court, the girl even assigned the arrearages back then, but the court said they wasn't taking it because I had signed the birth certificate. He was already acknowledging me as his dad. I was married at the time, and I was taking care of another boy from a previous relationship. So they said they threw it all out. But because I signed the birth certificate, that ain't nothing. The birth certificate ain't nothing but a financial agreement like signing a bank.
You hear
It's
that,
a contract.
You hear that, fellas?
It's a contract.
So my wife wanted to go public. Since we talking about it now, I'm talking about it. Listen, I'm telling you, fellas, there's no disrespect to women. But if you're not sure, do not sign that birth certificate or you locked in,
That's
brother.
right.
And you ain't gonna be able to get
That's
out
a
unless
great
you can
piece of
afford
information.
unless you can
Real
afford
talk.
a lawyer. And
Real
at the time I
talk.
was traveling.
Real talk.
And I'll be honest, I didn't take care of this expeditious that I could, and I got caught up in it. He's 27 now. I got a DNA that says no, and I can't get my passport. And if I don't pay the little $70 monthly for the arrears of $30-something thousand, they try to suspend my license.
Wow.
So if you gonna suspend a man's license, put him in jail, how do you expect him to pay?
Yeah, how you expect to pay?
Yeah.
That money for the prisons, man. That money for the prisons,
Period.
all these private. Come on, B. I mean, I can go there too. You know what I'm saying?
Do you still? Are you still in contact with the 27?
You know, he reach out to me when he want to, because and I hate to do that, but his mom got him bamboozled to the fact that where she don't believe it. It's like, I got paper right here.
She doesn't believe that you're not the father. She caught up in all that men at large. You know what I'm saying? She caught up in some.
Yeah.
Dude, I got so much
She
money.
didn't know.
Men at large got so much money tied up in overseas and Canadian dates. I can't go get it because I can't get my passport.
No passport.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's when we dropped that new album last year, the Love Benefits album. It was our single was the #1 most downloaded single on Amazon for 2 days straight over there when it dropped. And I mean, I can't get over there, and it's a lot of money.
So hold on. So is it still stacking for you?
I can't go get it.
Can't get it.
So it's not stacking for you.
No, it's sitting there. I can get it whenever I want because we one of the most endeared groups from the '90s over there. But I can't go get it because of this. I can't get my passport.
So it's stacking up, but you can't go get it.
No. And the thing is, they want me. They said, well, we can.
I might have to send a surrogate though.
Yeah, that would work too, right? So keep it in a buck. I still work. You know, we still make it. You know, after I got injured, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody would book me for like 2.5, 3 years. Like, I call myself being a motivator. I was online just, you know, talking about something.
I see.
Because I had to learn how to walk again when I got injured from my last hip surgery. I had to learn how to walk again.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, nobody would book me. I mean, nobody know I started driving Uber. And I tell you a couple times some girls got me in so long, came on the radio, and I'm chilling. They didn't even know it was me. And I'm like, you don't know nothing about that. I was like, and my thing was, you know, cats was getting blasted for doing that. Like the one dude from the Cosby Show was working in a grocery store. Yeah. I said, well, hell, if I get caught, somebody put me on blast, and
that's gonna help me.
Maybe Tyler Perry would call me and put me in one of his joints. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get that real cash. And you know, it didn't work that way because that wasn't my path. You know, I was putting in the air, I wanted to be busier than a one-legged man.
Hold on, Dave. So did you hang out down there at time? Because he got a studio there.
I did do one his movies. It was called Medea's Big Happy Family.
Huh?
I'm in the choir. I'm in the choir scene, and I actually did vocals in the studio for the choir scene. When they did the funeral for when the late Loretta Devine's character died. Was it Loretta Devine or was it Cassie Davis? I think it was Loretta Devine. And I'm in the choir, I'm like right behind Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Like she right here and then I'm right here. You can see my face. That was a cool pay. I only got like 1,500, but with the residuals I got like 10,000.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Or $1 million.
Yeah. So
it had the value of $1 million.
Yeah, man, but yeah. Somebody know a way out of that? Y'all know a judge you got in your pocket? I'll cut you in on the money overseas, I will. And just like I'm saying, keep it in a buck. Like, I'm back to working, but it's like I don't have extra. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we got injured, man, I had to spend my savings, everything I had because I was nothing coming in. And Uber, man, I'm working out that thing like $12, $15 a day. And I'm like, what the hell is this? $100, $200, $150? I said, man, I go out 30 minutes and make some thousands.
Right.
And I said, I made one night, I made a month. I was like, this ain't happening. And then one day I realized I wasn't practicing what I'm preaching. It's like, I said I want to be busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. You praying or you putting that energy out there, whatever you want to call it, you have to be itemized with it.
That's right.
Because you could say, hey man, I want to be healed, I want to be healthy, I want to be at peace, and now wake up the next day. Ain't that the same thing?
Man, same thing.
Ain't that the same thing?
Same thing.
But I stopped
You hear what you ain't
one
doing
day, and I was like, yo, you ain't practicing what you're preaching to
That's right.
So I stopped, I swear, in the middle of an Atlanta highway, pulled over, and I just began to start praying and throwing up. I was like, I want to be busier than a one-legged man in this, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And I locked him out, man, like 2 weeks, man. Maybe it was just my time. This play came, I did this play, then another came, then I did about 5 more plays after that, and I was back on my feet. Then cats, a lot of times they just want to see that you're doing something because they don't want to invest in anything that's not moving.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna come buy a car that's been sitting there for 4 months. I'm not sure if it can drive, and you want $5,000 for that? It might be a nice car, but I don't know if it runs. So what I'm gonna put some money in that for?
No,
so that's
man.
what I was facing. So now, as far as like that child, man, they want me to pay them like about $5 up front to get it off. Just give it a buck. I haven't had the extra $5 to put on it to do that. So when you get these dates, I gotta pay this, gotta do that, do that. I need a judge. And I knew a couple of judges, but I'm not gonna say who it is because legally, if I say, and my doctor would ever come back on the thing again, they have to recluse themselves because I told them. They would have to tell them. You know what I'm saying? I know some people, but you know, let's keep it in the buck on the Player T show.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Ain't nothing phony about it. I don't care what nobody tell you. If they say I said something, you better call me first before you come at me. I don't play like that.
So you back to work because they weren't booking you for a minute as you healed up, but you're healed now, and you back to work and they're booking you. You think they're seeing this stuff and they appreciate that you're back at work and they're like, hey, let's get this guy.
Yeah, my phone been ringing off the hook lately.
Ah!
For the past, like, especially since me and Jason got back together, we did the album, like since June of.
What was the catalyst to that happening? You all getting back together? I really don't know why you split apart.
You know what's crazy? I can give you that story. We're gonna be here for 2 hours. This is a special edition. It's like Bobby Brown. You know what I'm saying? I'm not him though. You know what I'm saying? Never put nothing in my nose. Nothing here. You know, maybe pop a couple pills.
Yeah, we ain't doing it like that. We ain't on it that deep. We ain't on it that deep. We ain't on it that
So
deep.
the reason why Jason and I separated, and never really a breakup, is because I keep it above. We was doing the Let's Talk About It video on the second album. He comes from a gospel, a churchy setting. I come from, you know, secular. My grandmother was like that, but I had more influence being around Lynn at the radio station one time. I'm 4 years old. That was my destiny. They say, whatever, it's like dropping a football in the playpen. You know, the mic was my football, and I guess for him, the Bible was his football, so to speak.
Oh yeah, Jason,
So,
yeah.
So we sitting in the
Here we
trailer.
go, too.
If you look at the Let's Talk About It video, we had the dope remix, the R. Kelly's Camp that did. It's me, him, the road manager, and like 20 girls. So we dressing out there, the girls got on the little skirts with the little shorts under and the little, and they doing all this, and we sitting in the trailer. We getting hired and, you know, back then I used to smoke like a chimney, you know what I'm saying? I can't even look at it without getting high now. I don't touch it. And you know, we cool, and it's really like on some, you can pick whatever you want. You can have 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like that.
See,
Don't tell me
You
about
made that
that
large.
world, Terry. Don't
We
tell me
made that
about
large. It's
world,
like
man.
that.
And
You know, leave that world alone, man.
And next thing I know, he puffing me like, and God said that in the middle of the wheel, it come down and nigga ran and this, that, and the third. Dude, I'm swearing, the smoke start clearing, the lights start going up, and the girls start doing. They was like this. The girls was like this, putting their skirts down and sitting like this. And I walked over to him. I was like, I mean, this is our last album, and it was. Because that was his
Y'all had
path.
creative differences.
I mean, so I always been the big brother. And so as a kid, I started working when I was 10 years old, delivering papers. I used to work at Firestone, changing tires, all kinds of stuff. Then I started working at the station when I was like 13, answering phones. So I've been in the circulation of jobs for forever. So, you know, his mom was a single mom too, and, you know, just put it, I always had the money, you know, money. My papa always had a car, because I worked, I went and go did it, you know. And so when he started to come into his own as a man, he started to be more assertive, more demanding of what he wanted. And you know, it was a little conflict, but it was enough for us to break up. The separation came from him wanting to go to God, and like it's two different stories of how we broke up. It's like I really wanted to do more. Like I'm a hip hop fanatic. I wanted to do more hip hop and rap stuff. If you listen to our first album, every record we had, with the exception of maybe Would You Like to Dance, Good, and Stay the Night, had a rap on it, or it had talking on it, like, you know, talking crap, you know, everything.
Yeah.
And I believe we probably had to be the only group to ever do something like that in the beginning during them times, with a rap on every song. Like, we do so much rap that
no doubt. Yeah.
they was gonna let us do another project through Atlanta called the Big Draws Posse. They had all these major rap cats lined up to put it on there, and then Sylvia Rose says, well, no, we don't want it to mess up their core audience. Man, and I'm telling you, we used to be in the ciphers. We used to be rapping instead of singing a lot of times. That would have been crazy.
Jason rap too?
Man, yeah, we used to kick it back in the day. Yeah, he don't do it no more, but I still mess around.
Hold on, I gotta go back.
Jason right out of the hood. He out of EC, ain't
Hold on, was that in the middle of the video shoot we got live like that? With the sermon and the scripture all out?
I wish we had it. I wish we had
I'm saying, was that in the middle
of the video shoot?
Wow.
We was working with Hype Williams. We was one of the first.
And he was there.
Hype Williams wasn't in there, but they was preparing for the next scene.
Right.
And we was on there just getting jacked, and he just broke off into this sermon, and I was like, dog, this is it.
Time for it.
Now, that sounds like the Murder Mason and Cameron move. You know what I mean?
It happened like that, man. You know, when you called, and the crazy thing about it is, he didn't really do nothing for like 12 years.
After that,
He didn't do nothing musically.
So how did you all get? So how did it? What was the catalyst to you all
So
get back?
COVID has been good for some things and bad for others. COVID, like March of 20, we decided let's get in, let's do a tell-all. You know, let's do a tell-all about me and you, what happened, what's this, that, and the third. Because everybody was online. And we was like, let's say it's on there. I think it's March of 2020. You might be able to pull it up on Facebook on the Men at Large page. And what was supposed to, because I was doing something called the Dave Tolliver Show, like you doing right here. On Tuesdays, I would do independent artists, and on Thursday, I would interview, you know, some of the guys in the business that I know. Like I had Mark on there, Mark Gordon. I had
from the Vert.
yeah, I had
The
one
Vert
girl
too?
from Climax, yeah, and a few other people on there that I had. And then I started turning into a contest, but on that little Thursday, me and him got on there, and it was only supposed to be like 40 minutes. Man, it was like 2.5, 3 hours. We was just talking and going through, and then after that, we was like, man, let's do another album. Because it was coming up on our 30th year. Last year was our 30th anniversary.
Hold on, you ain't have to say, you know, Jay, you know, we ain't gonna bust out no psalms in the middle of the recording and nothing, are we? You had to say that too.
No, but he does do that still. Jason's normal. I think a lot of times people get the perception of somebody when they say they get called to God or something like that, that they are free from, you know, from negativity. You know, who says it's negative? There's a difference between cussing somebody or cursing somebody.
That's right.
It's two different things. You know, the cuss is just words, but the curse is to wish harm on somebody.
Right.
So I'm saying
Exactly.
people are normal. Like, you know, like I can't even imagine a pastor going home to his wife and not getting really explicit in the bedroom. Oh, honey, in the name of Jesus, make love to me. He getting down with the Greek. Yeah, turn that thing, let me go in. Yeah, he's saying what
No, ain't none of that going down.
And I got it like the guy I was just with. Like we talked, and he's in the middle of the guy I just did the play with. He's in the middle of you know, like divorce right now. He's not divorced yet, but you know, and
You mean the author of the play?
Yeah, he's a.
What's the name of this play that you?
It was called Child Support.
Oh, no, it's the same play.
Well, I got another one coming up too in September.
Okay.
I
And you're singing in these
I'm
parts?
singing in them and I'm acting.
Cold.
A lot of times
How's your acting skills, Dave?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good.
You didn't need an acting coach or nothing like that?
No, you know, because, you know, a lot of times, man, art is life. Life is art. And a lot of times they put me in there. My daughter came to my rehearsal, and I was in this one play called Daddy's Home, but my husband ain't. And she went to rehearsal, and she told him, she said, he ain't doing nothing but being himself. I was a father who had went to jail. That play's done right now. So I went to jail because I took a rap from my wife. My brother raped my wife, and my oldest son is his. But when he raped her, it was like the second time he tried to her, she killed him. And when the cops came, I said I did it. So I sat for 16 years. So my family, my one son was cool, but my oldest son was pissed at me. He was mad. He hated me.
Daddy gone.
Man, he was like, but Daddy's home, but my husband ain't. And this, because I was gone, he turned out to be, he was in the music business, Grammy Award winner. First time we did it, Tony Terry played my son. And so he, you know, he's cheating on his wife and ended up getting caught sleeping around with her best friend. It's a good play.
Wow.
It's just that the lady that did it, man, I wish she would just like listen. If she would listen, that play could have toured because it touches infidelity, of course, the homosexuality thing. You can't do nothing on TV today without.
I think I would want to listen to somebody like Dave, you know.
She don't though.
Been around the business for so long.
A lot of times they don't. She said, I said, well, I told her when we first, I said, why don't you let me help you out? I said, no, it's a lot. You know what she told me? She said, I can't mess with you because you're too honest. And so I just, that's the only way I know how to be. And when she explained it to me again some years later, she said, because you're too straightforward with people. I said, why not? If you walk out the place in that dress, it make you look fat. Wouldn't you want me to tell you that? Like
some of them don't want you to tell them that they ask you, but they don't want to know the answer.
It's best though. It's best though. Like if I'm loving on you wrong, I want you to tell me the truth. I don't want you to fake it and be lying to me, and then that make you want to go do something with somebody else. And I ain't just talking about physical love, but I'm talking about physical love, spiritual love, emotional love, all of them. If I ain't doing it right, then you should tell me.
Yeah.
And if I don't pay attention to it, then eventually that gives you the doorway to do what you're gonna do.
So hold on.
It's a two-way street.
That's right.
What was the first new material you and Jason worked on when you hooked up?
So the album is called Love Benefits, but the very first song we did was on July 13th, 2020, and that was Gerald's birthday. We went back in the studio together.
Wow.
And we did a record called Treat Yourself. You wanna know what's so crazy? Jason was like, he's still doing the same thing, man. I just feel Gerald's spirit in here. I feel Gerald's spirit in here, man. You know, he was saying, man, God, this, we chose it. He was just talking. He goes into his things, and it's cool. It don't bother me, but I don't care, because I'm who I am, and I let other people be who they are.
That's right.
And the engineer said, hey guys, it was the 13th, Gerald's birthday, and he said, hey guys, I don't know if you know it or not, but the producer sent over a track, and it doesn't have a title, it just says 13 on it.
Oh, wow.
After Jason, and I was like, wow. So yeah, we just felt like it was meant. And I know a lot of people probably haven't heard it, a lot of people have, whatever, but I think it's the greatest piece of music that we've ever put together. Had we had the budget to put it over the limit, I think we'd probably be on some major tours right now. But my man, Jason's dealing with a couple things health-wise too, that he has to hone in on, and it probably is going to, it has kind of hindered us a little bit in certain areas, but it's my man, I'm riding with him, whatever, it's things we all go through, what I'm saying? I got injuries and stuff like that too, but people kind of, they look at things, they look at that, and they start making a prejudgment before you even get there, and it's like, ain't nobody going up there jumping around doing backflips and splits and stuff like that, but I guarantee you when we sit down and sing, we unmatched.
Oh, they gotta listen.
We unmatched.
Yeah.
But
right.
I just think a lot of times the purchases of these tours and different stuff like that, they look and they still, everything is still based on how you look.
Yeah.
Like now, since I've lost the weight, we look like father and son. You know what I'm saying? We still can. Some dates we have coming up, we'll be in Indianapolis together, August 26th with Life Jennings and the middle.
Oh, y'all were live, yeah.
Ohio.
God.
But then we back here together September the 3rd for Shaw's reunion.
Okay.
Yeah, we here for that, and that's free to the public. They pay for that out their budget. And me solo wise,
Shaw
on the 18th, I'm in Minneapolis with.
You got something coming up on the 30th.
The 30th of what?
No.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm a day late.
yesterday. Leo gang.
That was yesterday. I missed it.
Yeah, you did. A lot of people did. You know what? Man, I'll be honest, I didn't really think about the planning. It was no plan. I just wanted to do something, man. Like, COVID messed up my 50th. Like, we was inside, but my wife, she put together a nice little roast for me online. But it's like, it touched me because I found out how many people love me, man. And, you hear...
They don't love you, Dave.
Made a roast for you online, like, what do you mean?
A roast, like people trying to make jokes.
Okay.
Not a roast, though. I don't like the way she cooked roast.
Don't get in trouble, Dave.
She don't cook. She don't ever pick the right kind of shit. If you want to get the one you want, you come get it. I'm just telling you, get the one with the fat on it. You better get that, because the way you cook, I need the fatty meat. You know what I'm saying? That's the seasoning. The marble is what they call it on the Food Network. Marble. That's why I'm afraid of marbles. That's what I'm breaking up with the rest of the meat. Even if somebody cooked it dry, we got that marble on there and the juice. It's good. Yeah, and I'll be back. But personally, I'll be back in town August the 11th and the 12th for the Hip Hop 50 weekend in Glenville Festival.
Okay.
You know, Bone Thugs is getting the street name. I gotta be there for that. And then on the 12th, I'm doing a tribute to Silver B at the Glenville Festival.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Silver, okay.
Yeah.
Silver B.
Yeah, Silver B.
Mix.
Yeah, man. You know that him and my uncle Dad Lynn, man, they were my heroes, man. They died on me back to back. That kind of sliced my knees a little bit, but you know you gotta keep marching, man.
You gotta keep marching.
So real quick, they can go get the new project. It's in the digital stores.
Yeah, the Love Benefits is in the stores right now, mid at large. Everything Dave Tolliver is in the digital stores. I got a new single coming out with a bunch of '90s groups on this project called Back On Part 3. So a bunch of R&B dudes from the '90s on there. I got a single on there called Feels Good to Be Back, and I really wrote it in ode to Cleveland. So it's a dope record. It ain't out yet, but it'll be out.
You got Joe Little them on?
Yeah.
No, they ain't on it. It's just me. But it was like this gave me a Cleveland feel when I wrote it. It was just like, yeah, this is a tribute to home.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, before you get out of here, man, I want
I'm
to
leaving now.
well, you know,
I'm joking. Go ahead.
You know, I want to inspire some youth that always that's been looking at us lately over these 20+ years or whatever. You know, give them. Yeah, we have, man, and it's people like you that keep us going.
That's right.
You know, Dave, can you give some words of encouragement? Let's help somebody else that's going through a journey, no matter what that journey is, and they need to see the light and stay motivated and stay positive. Like,
in the hood.
Because you could have fell apart, all the stuff you explained you went through, but you haven't. You're here today. You're still kicking it with us. You keeping your relationships going. So let's bring some.
I just believe in number one. The reason they be like, how you still keep going? Because I don't let nobody tell me no. I always find another way.
That's right.
Because the one person to tell you no, there'll be 10 people that'll tell you yes.
That's right. That's right.
Dare to be different, man. You know, we all have to drive on the same highway, but we don't always have to drive the same car.
That's right. I'm going the same speed.
Figure out who you are, man. These are all Dave Tolliver stuff. I don't know if anybody said it, but life is about choices, man. In life, you get to make a choice. Whatever you believe in, it avails you the opportunity to make whatever choice you want to. But just know that you get to pick the choice, but you don't get to pick the consequence.
You get to pick the consequence.
Say that.
That's real choice.
But you don't get to pick the consequence, man. I just believe, man, it's never too dark to see the light. It never is.
That's right.
If you keep your eyes open, man, and in a dark room somewhere, I bet you see a glimmer of light.
That's right. You're gonna see
that glimmer of light that you see in that dark room, man, that's what you focus on.
That's the way.
You focus on that light and you aim towards that light and you get out of that dark place that you're in, man.
That's right. That's right.
Stay away from all this negativity, man. Like I'm just all this shit that they putting on TV and in the music. Yeah, I like it, man, but don't let it create or mold or dignify or shape who you are.
That's right.
Man, find your own truth, man. Whatever they're teaching you or telling you on these TVs, man, find your own truth. Don't believe everything you see, especially on these stupid ass reality shows. These shows, even the shit they're showing on Disney and Nickelodeon, the kids shows, they teaching y'all the wrong way.
It's not real.
They're teaching y'all the wrong way. They're teaching y'all the wrong stuff. They're teaching y'all to disobey and disrespect those that lay this table of food in front of you. They're teaching you to bite the hand that feeds you.
That's right.
You're gonna be screwed if you bite off the hand that feeds you.
You're gonna starve
in your mouth.
That's right. You're gonna starve.
You're gonna starve, man. You can't do that, man. There's so many things I can say, man. But life is amazing, man. Don't give up on it. I could have a long time ago, man. I came back from 2 surgeries where I could have been dead, man. Blood clot, infection, all kinds of stuff, man. But I'm here today, man. And that's something else I want to do too. The Dave Tolliver, what's the word? Oh my God, why am I going blank? I feel like we're rushing. My testimony tour, my story. My book is going to be called My Story, My Song. So I'm saying it's coming, man, because I think I got a lot.
Who are you going to have writing? Do you know yet?
I don't know, man, because I can't get focused enough to sit my ass down to do it. and I have the time to do it, but it's just about sitting down and do it. That's one of the things.
No, it's gonna be a bestseller.
Man,
It's gonna be a bestseller.
Right, man, I'm just saying, man, I done lost and won, lost and won, lost and won. Hey, man, but they say even when you winning, fight like you losing, baby.
That's right.
Ah.
You losing. Fight like you losing.
That's
For
all
real.
keep it.
Keep on
That's all, I mean, that's all I got. I can keep going, but that should be enough of y'all. If you ain't getting enough from that, I love the kids. I'm open to talk to anybody. Follow me at Dave Men at Large. At Dave Men at Large. Dave Tolliver on Facebook. It's Dave Men at Large on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, all them things. Yeah, and Dave Tolliver on Facebook. And it's The Men at Large on the other ones. And just hit me and you'll get to the promised land.
Oh, yeah.
Give it up, Dave Tolliver.
Dave Tolliver.
Hollywoodindahood, PlayaTshow.
Hey, I want to thank I want to thank everybody around the world for tuning in and watching this live stream. We really appreciate y'all. Stay with us. Play
It's
TSB,
live,
Hollywood in the
It's
Hood.
live, Hollywood in the Hood. They got it, ain't that?